Hello everyone, welcome in my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I am going to show you how to filter your record using range validator. So here we have a range validator, and that default value is set to 25 from the to the 30, so 300, sorry. So these are the range validator, and how to change the records according to the range validator, looking like that. Yeah, that's it. So how to change the values according to the range validator in ASP.NET Core. So how to implement that functionality in ASP.NET Core. So the basic thing is, the first thing is to model. So just I'm going to the product model of the page, and you can say that that is the product model. So here we have a product model, ID, name, price, quantity, and thumbnail. Thumbnail, I mean to say that string path. Okay, so quantity is there, price is there, name, and the ID is product ID. So after that, you have to add that model into your data context class, looking like that. That is the products. So after that, you have you can add migrations to add this table into the database. Okay, after filling some records into the database table. Okay, and you can see that there are lots of data into the database table. So after that, what should you do? That is in the product controllers. In the product controllers, we have a index method. Okay, so that is the index method where get all the products using the context class context.products.toolList. Okay, so after that, you have to generate a respective view of the index.cshtml. So products and index.cshtml. You can see that when you scaffold your view, that code will be there like that is. Okay, so here we have a that is the labels, ID, name, price, quantity, and thumbnail, and the data gives you a database data. Okay, like the quantity, price, ID, and name. That is the scaffolding actually. So image tag helper, you can load your image from the database table. So we have an image in the phone folder, in the www root, in the image in the phone we have some image file p1.jpg like that. Okay, so after that, just give the ID property to the table, that is the table product. Okay, so just collapse it. Okay, so now after that, you have to create a jQuery code. So in the section script, you can add first of all 3 library files, like the style sheet. First of all, code.jquery.com, UI 1.12.1, themes base jQuery /UI.css, and similarly jQuery files, code.jquery.com, jQuery 1.12.4.js file, and similarly jQuery.com UI 1.12.1 jQuery UI.js. Okay, so after that, you pick the slider ID property. And what is the slider? That is the slider, that is the division is the slider, where ID is the slider. Dot slide, I mean to say that slide, that means range is true, minimum value is 0, maximum value is 500, and the values between the 25 and 300 is, this is the minimum value, and that is the maximum value where the first time your slider will load into your web page. Okay, so that is the function. When slider moves, I mean to say that that is the slide function. When slide move, and the function call event UI. The price, what is the price? Price is actually a input text box. Okay, so there is the input text box, but that is the read only, so never change the value. So price dot value, what is the value? UI dot value of 0. I mean to say that that is the minimum, and UI dot values of 1, I mean to say that maximum. So that text box will represent that minimum and the maximum value. Okay, but that is the read only. Okay, so after that you slide your content, that is the minimum and the maximum value, take it in into a variable, that mean and max, and similarly you have to call ajax functions. So $.ajax type is get, and the path is the product's search mean value and the max value. Okay, so that is the URL. So just products controller, and here we have a search method, that is the search method, but must to use a attribute routing, that is the route products controller, search is the method name, and mean and max in the curly braces, I mean to say that decimal minimum value and decimal maximum value, which is getting from your slider. Okay, mean and max, that is the minimum is the 0 and maximum is the 1. So after that you have to got, that is the path context.product.where's price is the minimum, I mean to say that price is maximum and equal to minimum value, and price.p.price is maximum is equals to maximum value. So return the JSON result value. So JSON result is that is here after the success. So console.log product list, a new product, create a new product, and after that you have to use for loop. So product list dot length, I mean to say that number of records. So create a table row, and after that similarly you have to create a table cells td according to your product model, where the fields are ID, name, price, quantity, and thumbnail. Must to use lowercase letter in the JavaScript. So ID, name, price, quantity, and thumbnail, the first letter is the small, but in the model class we have a first letter is the capital, you can see that is. But must to use in JavaScript your code is the first letter is small. Okay, thank you guys. After that you have to table product.tbody is assigned with the HTML new product. Okay, so new product row is assigned with the HTML. So after load the data onto your new product in the HTML point, and the table product is tbody. Initialize that row according to your slider. When the slider change, that ajax method will call, and your table will append with the data new product row. Okay, so these are the code you can say. So thank you guys for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos which is related to ASP.NET Core, and learn many more things about ASP.NET Core. Thank you guys for watching this video.